hi, hello, welcome to stream. Hi, hi, hello, welcome to stream. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rambles episode 2. We are going to get started here in just a minute. I wanted to let the ads pass so that y'all weren't stuck in the ads. Aurora, thank you so much for the dailies. And if you guys want to check out Rion, who's the person I'm interviewing, their link is pinned and they're also in my title. I'm going to switch over to our screen and undeafen. And we are going to go say hello. Hello, let me just switch over. I think they can hear you now. Say hello.
Ringing in my ear. Ringing goes bing, bing, bing.
Hi, everyone. Say hello to Rian. So I guess we'll start off with a introduction of yourself. Let people know who you are, and we'll go from there.
Okie dokie. Yeah, hello everyone. Mina, yeah, hello. I am the super detective of the Kuroko Detective Agency. My name is Rian Kuroko. It's nice to see you all, and I'm especially happy to be here because Rainer is just an awesome person.
No, don't you. So actually, I had some interesting things I wanted to talk about you with first, because it was something that I really wanted to. I was like really hoping that you would respond to the tweet because you're one of the content creators. I was like, I really want to talk to you about this. In the content creation space, there are not a lot of people who support others the way you do. You're constantly just posting like, hey, let's get this person to 100. You helped me get to 1K. You were one of the biggest supporters on that. So what made you decide to start doing that? What was your motive? Like, did you just want to do it or did someone else inspire you? I definitely want to hear more about that.
So, when I became a VTuber, I was actually inspired by quite a few VTubers. One of them being my Shisho. His name is Noir, and he's actually a VTuber too. And he would tell me all about VTubing and how much he enjoys it. And he was like, "Is that something? If that's something you ever want to do, just let me know. I'll, show you how it's done and everything." And when I was deciding what I wanted to be in terms of a VTuber, I asked him, "Well, your VTuber is a detective. Why don't I be a detective as well?"
Right.
And he goes, "Are you sure that's what you want to go for? You don't want to go for something, you can be literally anything as a VTuber." And I just go, "Nope, I want to be a detective."
Oh my god, that's so
And,
sweet.
and, and he's like, "Okay, well, do you know, like, you have a story or something?"
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "How about I do a story that incorporates myself into your lore? Like, oh, you were working on a high-profile case that involved me,
Mm-hmm.
and something happened. You were never able to solve the case, and you felt bad, so you decided to make it up to me by taking me as your apprentice or something like that."
Ooh.
Which is actually my entire story. It's a whole lore
That is so
lore
cool.
thing that if I rant on about it, I'm pretty sure if I rant about it, it's gonna go on for about 3 hours. So we're not gonna do that.
No, that's perfectly fine.
So my name, Rion Kuroko, actually, because my Shisho's name is Noir Kuroko.
Oh.
So the whole thing with my story was, I'm gonna try to TLDR it. So my my mom and dad were. My dad was a CEO for a pharmaceutical company,
Mm-hmm.
and he was in the process of inventing a breakthrough drug which would be able to cure pretty much any horrible disease, including like cancer and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So, and my mother was a famous novel writer, and she specialized in mystery novels. They were very popular. So little kid me would always be read these stories to my mom before I would go to bed, and that's why I became so interested in detectives specifically.
Ooh, I love that. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
So my father was supposed to go to a summit to present this new miracle drug to the world, pretty much. So him and my mother got on a plane and were going to the summit. They never made it.
Oh no.
So there was a whole conspiracy involved that rival pharmaceutical companies were trying to, because the whole thing with pharmaceutical companies, they
Oh
want to make
yeah.
money. So having a drug out in the market that can cure anything is a no-no for them.
Mm-hmm.
So the pharmaceutical company ended up enlisting the help of Noir to try to solve the case and try to find out what happened to my parents. So during the whole thing, he's just like going through all the steps, and I'm just like peeking at him from a distance, admiring him, going, "Oh my goodness, a real detective!" So he was never able to solve the case. Foul play was indeed involved, and they thought that they would go after me next as the heir of the company because I was an only child. So Noir decided that it would be in my best interest if I was to go into hiding, which I did.
Oh.
I ended up becoming his apprentice, and I changed my name to Rion.
Okay, so you were like hiding secrets. I get that's so cool.
Yeah.
I do like how see my lore is very traumatizing. I gave myself no reprieve. You have a little bit of happiness there. I don't. But I love
I
that.
would
That's so
like to know.
cool.
I would like to know what happened to my parents. I hope that I can obtain enough detective skills that I can continue where Noir left off and try to solve the case and get some closure.
That would definitely be of interest. I myself, I am a Fae, so I was born from a mother tree. I don't really have parents other than my mother, and
Hmm.
unfortunately, I haven't seen her in many centuries. Um,
Oh my goodness, centuries!
that's the reason why I'm an
Yeah.
ancient Fae. I'm a couple centuries old over here. Um, I love lore so much, though. That's why I love being a VTuber, because it's not because I don't want to show
Mhm.
my face. I want to be a fae with pointed ears and blue hair. I can't do that IRL. So I definitely think that um having this experience of a VTuber and being able to share that love with others is I love that about you because you're so optimistic. You're always like, hey, go check out this person, and I'm like, okay, let me go check that
Yeah.
person out. I love that because you're always so friendly and
I was actually another inspiration, not just my shisho, but I'm sure you know who Kinyu Coco is.
I believe
And
she's like the sheep VTuber, purple hair.
no, Kinyu Coco was the dragon VTuber of
Oh.
Hololive.
I don't
And
know anything about Hololive. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't watch
but
any like
that
of them.
that's okay. That's okay. But she did many amazing things when she was in Hololive, and she's actually the reason that we got Hololive English.
Oh,
Like
really?
yeah, she pushed for an English speaking branch, Hololive, and they tested the waters and threw that out there, and that's why we have Hollow Myth, the very first generation of Hololive English.
Oh, wow.
But
That's
yeah, but aside from that, she was also a very big supporter of VTubers. She supported indies, uh, agency VTubers, and I saw her doing all of that, and I'm like, I want to do that too. I want to be able to get a big enough following that I can do stuff like that. Because
right.
there's a there's a huge world out there filled with VTubers that many people haven't even heard of. Some that
Yeah.
are just starting, yeah, some that are just starting off that are like at the very bottom, trying to claw their way to the top. So I see those, I see those, and I'm like, that used to be me. I used to be that. Like when I first started VTubing, my debut was a 3D model that I got for free on VRChat.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That was my very first model, and I did one stream with that model, and I kind of stopped because I got really super nervous.
No, and that's super valid. Fun fact, I started off on a 2011 MacBook Pro playing Undertale
Oh my
with
goodness!
old Air Apple headphones with that microphone in 2020
Hmm.
with no camera, no PNG tuber, nothing. And then I grew from there. You don't need to start with a super expensive model. I say don't start with that. That's ridiculous. You
Yeah,
shouldn't start with that. There are so
yeah.
many free customizable models out there now, or models that cost like $50 to
Mhm.
buy, and you can customize it to your heart's desire. Don't
And
be afraid to start with
I
those.
tell a lot of new VTubers that too. It's like you see all those posts saying you don't need all this high end equipment. You don't need an iPhone with tracking. You don't need a high quality microphone. You
Mm-hmm.
don't need a Steam Deck. Like
No, I don't have
I
one.
literally neither do I. But no, I literally started with there was a model that I always used in VR chat, and she was very small and adorable. It was the Karen model, but this was made by the person who made my 3D model, who I haven't spoken to in a very long time because they kind of went MIA. They poof disappeared.
That's valid though. Some people just end up taking a break from the internet.
Yeah, I called them right as they were about to like stop doing it, and I'm like, "Hey, I use your model a lot. I really like it. Would you be able to make a custom one for me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just And they did. They took the model that they had and they slapped a detective outfit on her and gave her a little monocle and
Aww.
a magnifying glass toggle and stuff. And I'm like, "Thank you. This is me."
Yeah, no, and that's super valid. Like, my character started out way different than it looks now. It's evolved significantly with all of the toggles that people see on my typical streams that I don't have on now. I originally started off, I just found some reference images and I went to this artist that I loved from DeviantArt, and then they moved to Discord and like Twitter and stuff. I was like, hey, I want to commission you again. You did some art back in my Undertale days of my OC. Could you potentially design a character reference with me? Or I want to do something. They're like, yeah, it's going to cost this. So we ended up designing it, and it came out to a mask like this, and I gave her the references, and that was it. And then I had started developing it, and then I got really lucky to win a raffle, and I won this model in that raffle. I didn't expect to win.
Nice.
And so I've added
Awesome.
on to it in the several months, obviously, because I paid my model mama to add on to it. But she was fantastic. Like, she's credited and stuff like that. And like I said, you don't need to start with anything fancy.
I don't like them putting
God,
chemicals in the
raided.
water that turn the friggin' frog gay. Do you understand?
That's a lot of people.
Friggin' frog gay. Serious crap gay. Frog friggin' frog. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs.
Oh my gosh. Well, hi. Thank you so much for the follow. It's covering poor Rion. Oh my gosh, thank you, Kitty. Hello, readers. I'm doing an interview today with the lovely Rion. Thank you so much for the follow. Make sure to go check out Rion. They're really close to 1,000 on Twitch. Just saying. Raiders, if you need to eat, drink, do what you gotta do after this. Make sure you hydrate. Take care of yourself. Kitty, again, thank you so much for the raid. I am not gonna spend as much time thanking you guys because I want to focus on Rion, but feel free to hang out and check out Rion, of course. Rian, you can also reintroduce yourself if you feel the need to. Please feel free to say hello.
Thank you, Raiders, for raiding into Rainer's stream. I am the super detective, Rian Kuroko of the Kuroko Detective Agency. It's good to see you all. I'm happy to be spending time with Rainer today. because I've seen all of Rainer's streams and seen everything that Rainer does. Rainer, I'm watching you intently, and I see every time you do something amazing with either you or your agency, and I'm like, that's Rainer.
Oh my gosh, and again, chat, for those who are coming in, if you need to leave, I totally understand. Do not apologize, and thank you so much for rating in. Make sure you take care of yourselves. That's the biggest important thing. I know time zones are a thing. And yeah, Rian, that's really sweet of you. When I started my journey, I wanted to give back to other people who helped me. I'm not big. I'm not huge. I don't have like a million people following me, but I could still do something in the end by helping people out and just giving them advice. And I love doing that. And I'm always open for people to DM me on Twitter and say hello and go, hey, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind checking out my channel and giving me some advice, because it's free and I don't really care at all. And that's what I love about you, because you're always just like supporting people, being like, go follow this person, check them out, and you're always retweeting, and it's so refreshing to see that in this industry, because it's so oversaturated sometimes with everyone just fighting each other. But if we all just stick together, we can all grow at the same pace. People seem to forget that, and I love that about you.
Not only that, but I'm trying to break that whole stigma of like the follow for follow things where you follow someone, they follow back, and that's it. There's never another interaction after that.
Right?
I see it very rampantly in the community, and I'm sure you've seen that that tweet going around recently with that one very obvious bot doing an interaction post, and I saw that, and I saw that the last time I saw it, it got almost 500,000 views and 20,000 likes, and that made me angry.
Yeah, it pissed me off too.
Because it's like, this is clearly interaction bait, but for the new people who are just starting off, they'll see that and they'll be like, oh, look at this person has a large following, or look how many people have seen this and like this. Maybe this can actually work for me.
Right.
And it doesn't work for them because it's just a bot. It's a soulless machine using a stolen profile picture or something like that to farm interaction. I really don't know why they do it.
I think it's because the people running those accounts get money. They get the money off of that incentive, and people don't seem to realize that that is a great way to farm money. And totally valid, but like also like maybe do it another way. You could post videos instead. And if you know the keywords and how the algorithm works, just post a video that does the same thing and you'll get the same amount of revenue.
You do notice that almost all of those accounts are like verified. So you know they
No, they're not verified. They pay for Twitter Blue.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. They paid for the Blue. Speaking of which, I'm actually considering doing that myself. Don't judge me.
Yeah, no judging here. Look, someone actually does experiments with that where they will pay for it, and for like a month they'll decide if their things are higher. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't. So some months it might be worth it, like in the off months where, like, let's say, for example, in May and June, those are the worst months to have anything for Twitter Blue because nobody's online. It's finals. Every single younger person in or your current target audience is going to be not online as much. Same for holiday season, New Year's, all of that stuff. You're going to see either a decrease or increase depending on, your audience. And I've studied this a lot. And to everyone hopping in, thank you so much for all the dailies. I am going to say this a little bit much. We are focusing here on Rian, so I'm not going to be talking too much to the chat, but feel free to ask all the questions. And Rian here, sorry, I never asked your pronouns.
She, they works fine.
Okay. I defaulted to they, them, and I was just like, I don't know if you had a preference, but I'll use they, them, and unless you feel...
I know people do that. I do that too, so it's perfectly fine. You can use she, her, they, them with me.
Okay, cool. I'm they, them, or he, him, so I just wanted to make sure I totally forgot, which was my bad. Feel free to ask Rian any questions you have. But yeah.
Yes, because...
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with you. And a lot of people also think, oh, I need all this fancy art, all these fancy, like, things, and it's like, you can go to Canva or Poster My Wall, and do it for free. Canva, you do have to pay for the premium stuff eventually, but Poster My Wall is free, and you can get a bunch of just free templates and use a bunch of free stuff there. I used to use it as a resident assistant at my college. I make all my thumbnails and stuff and all that in Canva because I work for a company. But it's super easy and super free to do, and it's not too hard.
All of my thumbnails and stuff I make in Photoshop.
Valid.
Because I make just enough money that I can reluctantly pay a monthly membership for Photoshop. So, but I've also, ever since I became a VTuber, I've started to get into stuff that I would normally never get into, like video editing and photo editing, and I'm sure you've seen some of my videos and stuff that I do, that I would literally just sit there, record a thing for like maybe 30 minutes and stuff, because I would constantly do takes over and over again. And then go through the grueling 6 and 7 hour process of having to hear my voice over and over again while I'm making smaller moments.
Honestly, valid. Like, I didn't have the time to, I was doing clips and stuff, but I was overworking myself, and with finals and trying to finish up my college degree, I totally understand, like, not being able to, so I did hire an editor. I hired an editor for my videos, and we worked out a deal where I paid them X amount a month for X amount of videos, and they would take some of my VODs and just cut them up for me, because I don't have the time to do that, nor the skills, or the PC processing power. I just upgraded my RAM, and that was expensive.
Yes.
PCs are expensive. Oh.
Yeah, they are. I'm just getting the day where I'm gonna eventually have to replace parts in my PC. It's coming. I know eventually I'm gonna have to do it.
It takes time, but honestly, I really recommend using, what's it called? I forgot what it was called. PC Parts Picker. That's what I used to build my PC. You can actually put in your motherboard. Make sure you obviously find the right stuff. But it finds you the cheapest parts out there at a decent price. Or whatever.
Right.
And that's also, like, good quality and not a piece of garbage to put into your PC. Just make sure that it is compatible with the rest of your computer. I suck at computer parts as much as I sound like I know what I'm doing. I will send my dad my stuff and be like, so, what do I get? And he'll send me a link and I'll get that.
See, I looked out in the friend gacha, and I have a friend of mine who's very, very, very good with PCs. And whenever I have a question about what I should swap out and stuff, he'll be like, "Hold on, Rihanna, I'm coming over." And we'll just sit in front of my PC for about 45 minutes and go, "Okay, so you're gonna need one of these, and make sure you get this one. Don't get this one." And I'm just staring at him like, huh?
That's honestly a mood. I'm over here like, I have some really good friends who do computer stuff, but my dad's just kind of been...
Hi, hello, welcome to stream.
Right? Everyone does need a tech-savvy friend. And,
yes.
I definitely, I'm very lucky to have my best friend, who let me move in with them, because I definitely need to get away from a really bad environment, so I'm very happy that I also have that as well. Like, that's like, they're always there supporting me, so it's like, hi! Everyone definitely needs that tech-savvy friend.
Those are the best friends to have, the ones that support you through everything.
No, seriously, like, I think that's the biggest thing that people seem to misunderstand about content creation is you don't also have to have a best friend who's a content creator. they could be that weird roommate who just barges in and goes, "What is up, chat?" and like farts loudly in the corner and then leaves.
In my old place before I moved, I lived with 2 other people, and they were exactly like how you described.
I would
be streaming, and I would hear knocks on my door because I would keep my door closed, but they knew it was because I was streaming, so they respect that. But I had one instance where my roommate just slammed my door open and was like, "What's up, Rion?" And I'm like,
I love that. I love that. That's fantastic. I would live in a college where I didn't have anybody who did that, but when I'm here, if we like order food or something, or it's dinner time, and if I pay for the food, usually how it works is if I pay for the food, someone else makes it, and then I do the dishes. Or if I do the food, then they do the dishes, or vice versa. So like if I'm streaming though, I'll be like, "Hey, can you make dinner? I'll do the dishes after." they'll just slam on the door, go dinner, and it's like, hi. And
It's food.
give me the food. Last night it was Chinese food, and we both ate some apple pie earlier in the day, and it definitely wasn't a good pie because I kind of really bad stomach ache, but both of us caught the flu,
Oh,
so that made
no.
it worse. We thought it was COVID, okay? But it wasn't
Oh,
COVID.
thank goodness it wasn't.
Dude, I would have cried. I have had COVID 7 times.
Oh, yikes. I've only had it twice. My
No, don't be like me. See, and here's the thing. They don't know if it was long COVID or if it was, like, me just constantly not testing negative then testing positive because I still had it in me. Like, they couldn't figure it out. So they eventually, I just kept testing negative, and I was wearing a mask out of safety, but it was just like, at that point, they had no clue what was wrong, and they couldn't figure it out. And then,
Oh, no.
7, are y'all speedrunning? No, it was unintentional.
Once again, we're speedrunning COVID. Any
Yeah,
percentage?
alright guys, I'm gonna go outside and breathe in the COVID air.
Oh,
No.
my goodness.
No. So, Rian, you mentioned you do freelancing work. How do you balance that work-life process between, like, VTubing, content creation, and working?
I have a very horrible balance.
Oh my god,
Yes, okay. No, because the free it's not really freelance work, it's contractual work. I'm an independent
Okay.
contractor. So like I can work whenever I want. I can just, grab my phone, hit the go live button, and boom, I'm working. And then I can just turn it off whenever. But it pays well. It pays more than any minimum wage job out there, but only slightly.
Yeah, no,
And
that's...
I use my own stuff when I'm doing it. Like it's delivery. It's a delivery service, so I use my own car. So
Yeah,
I pay for gas. I pay for upkeep. Oil changes every few months. It does add up. But
Oh, yeah, of
thankfully
course.
my car is a clown car. Literally, it's a clown car. It's like the smallest car you could possibly imagine, and
Oh my
it's
god.
got the meat honking horn thing.
Oh my god, I love it. I love your car.
And it doesn't take much to fill it up. Like I'll throw $30. I'll roll up a 20 and a 10 and put it in the tank, and then there you go. That's a full tank that lasts me for a few days.
I know, that sounds so cute, right? And I'm glad you managed to recover each time, though. Yeah, no, COVID was awful, and having siblings with autoimmune diseases did not make it any...
Yeah,
Yes, you are very cute. We had
the
Pat
times
on.
the times that I got COVID is when I was living with my roommates. So it was especially horrible because it was bouncing back and forth between the three of us like a tennis match.
Oh god, and yeah, I
One
lived
of
in a
us would-
college
yeah.
dorm, so you just can't get out of it.
No, you can't. One of us would get it, and then we would lock ourselves up, and then 2 weeks would go by, and another person would get it. They would lock themselves up, vice versa,
Yeah,
etc., etc.
Yeah. See, for me, it originally, when it came to COVID in college, and there is an ad break about to happen, so I apologize for that. But Twitch doesn't, let me not run ads. Basically, in the first year that COVID was like a big thing, everyone had to go to quarantine for like 2 weeks. And that was either in a really old building on campus that nobody was living in, or you had to go home. And nobody wanted to go home and give it to their families. And some people were out of state, so they were living like 8 states away, and they couldn't go home. So you'd suffer with crappy food all day, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then they left you alone completely for the entire weekend. So if someone was like dying in the next room over, there was no one there to help you.
Oh no.
One person actually could not, when I was in there, was having trouble breathing when I got it the first time, and I had to call 911 because no one was answering their phone. And so they show up, and I'm like, we're stuck in quarantine. This guy can't breathe. No one is here to watch us. Help.
No.
They were fine. It was just because they had a lot of phlegm built up and they couldn't breathe because of it. But still, it was, hi Marcy. No, don't bite my toes.
Oh
My
goodness.
My cat is biting my toes. Help me. I'm sorry.
Your cat's like, put those dogs away.
Bro, I'm sweating over here. I ain't putting the dogs away. It's hot. It's hot. She's very feisty. You wanna say hi to Rian? Wanna say hi to Rian? No?
Yeah, hello.
Her name
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Marcy, and she's a
Yeah,
goober.
yeah,
And I love my cat.
A goober. Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
have any pets, Rian?
My neighbor has a cat that invites herself into my house whenever.
I love that.
Because my upstairs neighbor, because I live in a 2-family house, and I live by myself, and my neighbor lives by himself. But my neighbor's a truck driver, so he's only home like 1 week out of the month,
Okay,
and the other
that's
three
fair.
and the other 3 weeks he's out on the road. So he has a cat, and his cat's an outdoor cat, but there's cat doors on the back doors, so the cat can leave and enter whenever it wants. And this cat she'll be fine for the first couple days, and then she'll start demanding attention. And like she'll actually chill out in front of my back door and meow and wait for me to open the door and let her in.
Oh my god, I love that.
And if I leave, she'll sit on my front porch. And I come back and she's still there. It could be like 2 hours, 3 hours. Sometimes she won't be there, but other times she will. Like, she knows when I come home now. She kind of knows my schedule.
Oh my god, I love her. I love her
So
so
as-
much.
At certain times, I'll just, like, let her in and she'll spend the night.
Oh,
Like, she'll literally sleep. I sleep on a queen-size bed. So she'll just claim a corner of the bed and just stay there. And I'm like,
aw.
okay, I'm okay with this. I got a guardian cat.
That's so sweet. I love that. My cat, I actually got because a shelter kind of close to my college, but not, was running out of space, and the longer an animal is there, the more at risk they are to be unfortunately moved to another shelter that is a kill shelter, just because they don't have space. She was there for
Right.
6 months, and I said, alright, I'll go. I mean, I don't have permission yet from my school, but I've had an ESA before, which is an emotional support animal, and I was like, sure. I ended up, she came walking up to me, rubbing herself all over. And I asked about her. I was like, they were like, yeah, she's the one at risk. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm taking her. There was no I broke so many school rules doing that. But because I was really close friends and worked for the accessibility department, I was able to, and I had an ESA before, I was able to get it approved because I had already given them the information. So it was just a matter of having the records.
Okay.
And so I took her home. And then I brought her into my room, and I was so nervous that I was gonna get in trouble, that, like, someone was gonna find her. No one ever found her. And then afterwards, she was allowed. And so, you know, they were like, whatever, she's allowed, so, like, we can't do anything.
Whatever.
And I kind of was like, yeah, she's here now. She's in my room, so. Yeah, she's now
Awesome.
fat in my room, and I gotta get her some exercise.
You gotta get one of those little treadmills. Just
I
let her
have
walk
the
around on
wheel
the treadmill.
my throne because it's like $100, but there's like the wheel, and I think she'll really enjoy that. But it's like the wheel that like spins around, and they run on it.
It's a hamster wheel for cats.
Yes, it is. It is so cute. And then I also have a bunch of other cat stuff on my throne that I have because yes.
Because yes.
And also just the one random thing where it's just this fucking duck lamp that I just want to slap.
Duck lamp.
It's a lamp that you slap to turn on and off. It's so cute. I love it. It's like, it's my favorite thing. But I was like hoping there was one like in the shape of a fish or something because I love fish.
Fishy, fishy.
No one in chat is gonna. Great, none of my chatters are here, so they can't out me for that. I'm leaving that a mystery.
Curious.
Maybe Riyadh can figure it out. You're a detective.
I could try.
It has something to do with my chat making fun of me and my love for fish, and the fact that I might have a degree in it.
You have a degree in fish?
I have a degree in fish spawning.
A degree in fish.
I have a degree in fish spawning.
That's
No,
funny.
fish. I am a fish sex therapist, according to my chat.
Hey, what?
Because I spawn fish and I help them have children. That's not me. My chat did that. That was like
There's a word for that. I can't think of the word, so it's in my tongue.
it's called aquaculture,
Okay.
and the technical term is spawning. So yeah, I do that.
Spawning.
You spawn a
Spawn
fish.
camp. Spawn camping.
Bro, I'll spawn camp your fish in the backyard. Like, what are you gonna breed? Huh? Huh? I'm right
But
here.
yeah, so in terms of like, you know, like what you're saying before with me balancing everything,
Yes.
I'll dedicate about 4 or 5 days to working, depending on what I'll need for that particular week in terms of covering all of my bases and everything.
Mhm.
Because my bills, my total bills add up to about $1,600 a month.
Okay. But that's not as bad as it could be in this economy.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, okay, I'll get like 2 weeks where I can be like, I'll just work like maybe 3 days and then take some days off and use those days to either stream or do editing or stuff like that. And then 2 other weeks of the month will be dedicated just to working.
Oh.
It'll be like, I'll get up, go out and work, and come back late at night, and then maybe try to fit a stream in there too.
Okay, yeah, that's valid.
So I'm getting a little bit better at balancing it. These last couple of months I haven't been able to balance it because I've been falling behind.
But
And
that's
it's
understandable. You're falling behind. So you gotta set
Yeah,
things
because
up.
I live by myself in a 3-bedroom apartment, so I take care of everything, like rent and stuff and all that. That's all on me.
Yeah.
And then I've got my card, which I need for work.
Mhm.
Insurance for car, which you need because you can't drive a car with no insurance. I mean, you can, but it's illegal, and I'm a detective. I don't break rules.
Yeah. You definitely are
So-
very hardworking, yeah.
Yeah. My everyone tells me that. They said, "Wow, you're such a hard worker." Yeah, I'm just like, I am, but I have to. I have to be a hard worker. I can't afford to be lazy. I have to like, and chat was I keep saying chat. My community will get really worried if I work too hard. Like, I'll constantly get messages saying, "Rion, don't push yourself. Rion, you should take a break. Rion, drink water."
Oh, that's valid, honestly.
And I truly am grateful for my community and what I've built, and I'm, you know, spreading that to other smaller creators.
Yeah.
And it's just me. It's my whole character. I was raised being nice. I was taught it. These things were drilled into my head at a young age.
Yeah,
So,
and
I
there's
haven't
honestly nothing wrong with
stopped.
that.
So that
Good way to
hasn't
live
stopped, and I brought it to the VTuber community that needs it. There's a lot of small creators out there that I feel need more attention. There's a lot of big creators out there that I don't feel get enough attention. So I'm not just about supporting small creators. I support larger creators as well.
Oh
And
yeah, and
agency
there's nothing wrong
VTubers.
with that. I definitely think that people misunderstand that some bigger creators, numbers aren't always everything. I see people who have like 10,000 followers but only have 25 viewers. That's because people are like, oh, they
Yeah.
have followers. They're not gonna, you know, pay attention to me. Some of the bigger creators on the platforms have such a great vibe, but people pass them up because they have more followers. And they constantly get more followers, but no one stays because of that. And that's the sad part. So I think that everyone should definitely, you know,
And-
give
Yep,
everyone
and that's
that
where the
credit.
oversaturation comes. That's where the oversaturation comes in as well. Because
Mhm.
there's, like I said, there's a big world of VTubers out there, But how do you know how many of those VTubers are all doing the same thing? Because they see that it's working for bigger creators, and that's another thing that people definitely need to break that thing. It's like, well, it worked for them, it should work for me as well.
Right.
And that's not gonna always be the case. Especially with some of these bigger VTubers, when they break out, and like I see it too. I'll see people with like 1,000 followers already hitting partner.
Yep.
And it's like, it definitely didn't happen overnight. These people were probably already well established. They might have already been streamers before they decided to become VTubers. They'll make a VTuber persona to separate it from their real life persona, but they'll probably keep their, Twitch. They'll probably update their streaming platform, whether it be YouTube, Twitch, Kick, whatever. And I was wondering that too. It's like, because I'm almost at 4K and I'm still an affiliate. I only get like about 8 to 10, which I'm okay with that, because the people that come watch my streams, they're regulars. I know them by heart. I'll see their names pop up and be like, oh my god. And it's like, I like that. Like,
No, and that's awesome.
big, but at the same, yeah, I would like to be big, but at the same time, I want to be small. And I say it's like, no matter how big I'll be, I'll always be small.
Yeah, no, and that's totally understandable. Like, I agree with that. I have almost 1.3K, and yet I get an average about maybe 10 to 15 if I'm streaming one particular game. But if I switch to any other game, 5 to 10. But they're all my regulars,
Yeah.
and I'm perfectly fine with that. Because in the end, I'll get new people who show up. They'll come eventually. But also, if you're not having fun and you're not enjoying yourself, it's the difference. It makes or breaks the difference between like how your stream is. Because if you're not enjoying yourself, your chat isn't gonna enjoy it either. If you're just like, oh, I'm playing Apex Legends and just I'm here, like it's boring. I don't want to do that. I want you to enjoy yourself while playing the game, and they come for your personality. You'd be very surprised. Not the game. Because sure, they'll show up if it's a game that's popular. But if they don't like you, they're not showing up again. They're not leaving a follow. They're leaving. And that happens quite frequently. And that's totally understandable because everyone has a different vibe. And that's so valid. Like, you don't have to force yourself to, like, be at everyone's, like, favorite. It's never gonna happen. So definitely.
And that's another thing. So like, if you're a small VTuber right now watching, don't jump on trends thinking that you're gonna get like a boost, because you might jump on a trend, you might get a spike, and then that trend's gonna fall off. You're gonna fall off as a result because you relied on the trend. And then, a new trend will probably spawn up like a week later, and you're going to try to jump on that, and then people are going to see that you're only jumping on trends, and you're going to be like, well, this person has no individuality at all. They're just jumping on trends. And then you're just going to lose out completely. And you're going to go right back to the bottom, and you're going to be like, oh no, what did I do wrong? You jumped on trends. That's what you did wrong.
And...
Go ahead. Try to stand out. I know it's very hard to stand out because there's a huge market and everyone's doing different things. There's going to be an overlap. Just try to sell yourself in a way that people see you, like the real you. Like don't try to be like the next Gargura or the next Iron Mouse. Be the next you.
Facts. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely honest here. This is going to be a harsh slap to reality. I don't like watching VTubers with big anime booba. Okay? I'm bored. That's boring. I'm sorry. I don't want to watch the same corpo VTuber who has a bajillion outfit changes in 1 month. Okay? That's boring. I want to watch a VTuber who has the same 3D model from 4 years ago and is just enjoying themselves playing games that I like to watch. Okay? That is what I want to watch, but that's just me. But think about it this way, right? If you're gonna be the same, no offense, Ria, you're very unique, but Cat Girl, the same person who's like a demon VTuber or this and that, be unique. Create something that is different from everyone else. And you might want to be a VTuber that looks like Shy Lily, sure, but try to make yourself a little more unique. You're gonna obviously get called, unfortunately, like bootleg Shy Lily, because that's just how it
Oh
is.
yeah, that's unavoidable. Yeah,
But
and I saw that too, and that
pissed
kind
me
of
off.
hurts me.
Like,
Even if it's not happening to me, it hurts me because it's like,
Mhm.
why are you gonna say that? Just keep it to yourself.
like, and
Okay, your
also,
model
they
looks
look
like
nothing
the
like
comic-
that. They look nothing like
Yes,
that.
yes.
They were trying to be unique. Like, not every person who has a tail and fins is Shy Lily, okay? Like, they have different stories, and that's
Right.
unique. And also, don't, like,
Mhm.
understand that you yourself sometimes might need to take a break and step back from your content. My biggest advice to people is,
Mhm.
if you can't watch yourself, then people aren't gonna watch you. And it's scary. Like,
Amen
oh, I
to
hate the
that.
sound of my own voice. But watch your own VODs. Where did you go wrong? What are you doing that's boring? Are you in a moment where, like, you have nothing in your chat for a few minutes, and it's just, like, nothing, and you're just dead silent focusing on the game? Have a bot like Pokemon Community Games. Have the fishing game, like we could type !fish in the chat. Have something to entertain your chat. And some of these are free. But having that will bring up the interactivity on your chat.
Hi, hello, welcome to stream.
Like that, exactly. And some of the stuff, yes, I paid for. Like Nimbus in the corner, the little dragon boy. I paid for that. But like overlays and stuff, you can easily make free. The fishing game is like $6. And you can also add custom catches. I don't know how it works too much, but yeah. It's really fun.
It's called a coffee cup.
Yeah. And honestly, also another thing that is gonna hurt. Just streaming on Twitch is going to get you nowhere. If you just stream on Twitch,
Ouch.
you are absolutely in the most saturated market on the planet. And no one is gonna find you. You need to promote the hell
Hi,
out of
hello,
yourself.
welcome to stream.
Huh, what kind of
Right,
coffee was it?
right.
Rion, do you like coffee?
No.
Alright, well then let's make it a different drink. What kind of drink was it?
It was hot chocolate.
Yeah, hot chocolate, let's go.
My favorite drink.
Alright, so now I got a question for you, Rion. And this was because I was interested in it, as it was a topic that I've seen up on my page a bunch. What do you do when you feel like someone is making you uncomfortable? Do you remove them from your community? Do you try to talk to them? How do you deal with trolls? Any advice for the people who are watching and just starting out? Because a lot of people will feel uncomfortable banning someone right away because they want that extra viewer. You know?
Mhm.
What is your advice on that?
Well, thankfully, I haven't had to deal with that yet in the time I've been a streamer.
Mm-hmm.
And when an incident like that does happen, I do have one or two dedicated mods that will watch, and most of the time it's just bot spam. I've never had an actual viewer come into my stream and tell me something or make people uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But if that does happen, like, if I see it's happening during my stream, if it's not happening to me and it's happening to someone in the chat, I'll call them out immediately.
Oh,
I'll be
absolutely.
like, hey, so and so, no, that type of behavior is not allowed in my community.
Mm-hmm.
Either, tone yourself down, apologize, and put yourself to a better standard of what my community is, or you can leave. And
Yeah.
I don't give multiple warnings. I give one warning and that's it.
That is valid.
Like, after if it happens again, you get banned. If you try to publicly call me out on it, I'll be like, oh, but remember that one time you were in my stream and you did this and this and the other. Make sure that when stuff like that does happen, you screen cap it. I know a lot of people don't like to do that because they don't like to put the other person out there, because we unfortunately live in a mob mentality society.
Yep.
Where you could tell someone, don't harass this person, I'm just bringing to attention, and people will be like, let's harass this person.
Right. And That's the most disappointing thing for me, unfortunately, and that's one of the things that I am very happy that my community, because it's a much smaller community. I also very much, I hate drama, so I try to avoid it at all costs. The only time I
So
ever
do
would
I.
actually call someone out is if, let's say, I was scammed by an artist. I'd be like, hey, this artist isn't someone you should trust, and I would probably just tell people I am close to. I don't actually make a public post about it, because that's just not something I want to do. Yeah, calling them out, what they do with proof, yes. But for me personally, I don't like doing that. But for other people, if you're gonna do it in a healthy way and not encourage it, then yeah, that's understandable. But you know you can't control other people's actions.
Yeah, and another thing, your community is exactly that. It's your community, and your upholding your standards and stuff should be reflected in your community as well.
Yep.
If someone makes you or a member of your community feel uncomfortable, you have every right to get rid of that person. Do not feel bad about getting rid of that person. And
Yep.
if they want to try to smear your name through the mud, let them. Because
Valid.
as long as you have people who know what you're about and know how you act, they'll take your side. They'll see
Yep.
like the smear campaign. They'll see like the smear campaign or whatever, and be like, "Oh, that's not true at all, though." Because I've been in this person's streams, and they're an amazing person with an amazing community. And then one person's gonna see that, they're gonna pass it to another, etc., etc., and it's just gonna branch out. And then their little smear campaign is just gonna be dirt, a speck.
Yeah,
So,
no,
yeah.
absolutely. And this I have where you play games like Dead by Daylight, and you get a lot of people when they come into your chat after a match, and they curse you out because they lost, or they get salty about something, or they'll troll you. Like I had 2 trolls yesterday who would refuse to, they would refuse to unhook me, and they just kept doing it where they were like, basically letting me die. So I essentially, immediately found who they were. They came into my chat afterwards, and I had them banned. And I was just like, "That's not something I tolerate." And that was the end of it. Like, if I'm uncomfortable with you, you're gone. Like, my community is a safe place, but if you make me uncomfortable, then you're gone. I don't care how long you've been a part of this community. If tomorrow one of my long-standing members decided to start saying something really inappropriate, I'd be like, "Hey, I love you, but you gotta go. Go fix yourself."
Yep.
So yeah, I definitely think that protecting yourself is super important, and making sure that you take care of that. And that one viewer isn't worth your time or your sanity. I promise.
Yeah, and if you're a streamer that does have a big community, I don't know what would consider a big community. Like, I consider my community big.
I think over like 30 average viewers in general on Twitch, and
Yeah.
also like if you have a decent following on Twitter, definitely a community that big. I think over 1,000 is quite large. That's a lot of people, That's 1,000 people right there.
So yeah, if you have a community that big, you as a streamer, it is your job to make your content and stuff. You're a reflection on your community. So the way you act is the way your community is gonna act. So if you're an amazing person who is always like super like happy, jolly, supportive, and all that, that's gonna reflect on your community. Your community is gonna be that, and they're gonna be like, okay, they do it, we're gonna do it too. But if you're constantly like negative and berating other people and stuff like that, and you have a community like that, your community is gonna do the same thing.
Exactly. So that's why you need to understand that also when you look at, that if it's your community, but also if you're going to like try to get like brand deals and other things like that in the future and sponsorships, your community is also a reflection of you as a streamer. And some brands refuse to work with people who have a toxic community. Because let's say you got someone in the chat who's constantly like spamming racial slurs or something, for an example, like very extreme, and a brand company comes in there, they're not going to they're not going to want to partner with you because it looks bad on them as a company.
Yep. and I've seen many instances of VTubers with brands and stuff getting called out, and the brands immediately going, "Nope, okay, you're done, you're out. We don't want to be associated with you anymore." Cut ties immediately, and
Yep.
it's a very you love to see it.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
poetic justice with some of these VTubers.
and that's
So,
the sad thing. Like
absolutely love
people
it.
don't realize that you can say something on Twitter, and then that will just destroy everything that you've worked to build. So be careful. You know, your Twitter, your X. I'm calling it Twitter. If anyone else calls it X, get out. It's a representation of you. So if you're constantly posting like, "Oh, I hate life," and all this other stuff on your Twitter, like that's your public Twitter, that's your mainstreaming Twitter, you're probably not going to get a lot of traction and views. I recommend a private Twitter with your closest friends that totally understand needing to vent is healthy. And this is going to be my quick reminder that if you are not following Rion's link is pinned in the chat. All you have to do is click on it. It's free. And if you're not following me, we're really close to 1.3k here, but Rion is really close to I gotta find you. There you are. 1,000. So definitely go check out Rion, absolute sweetheart. And that's my publicity rant there. Marcy, I swear to God, if you eat the stink bug, you're going to have the same taste in your mouth as last time. Sorry, my cat likes to eat stink bugs in the house, and it's there. It's on her cat tree. So you know what? I'll let her eat it. Protein.
It's funny that when you were yelling at your cat, your avatar just like sleeping. It's just
Oh yeah, because I turned my head away. If I take off the mask and like completely make it lose tracking, it has a little bubble. I asked my model mama for that because every time I lost tracking originally, it would just stare into the depths of your soul, like. And I was just like, I don't want that. That's.
I kind of want something like that now.
Yeah.
I want them to see me sleeping.
Oh, it's really funny, honestly, and it's great for if you're doing a subathon because then it's not just your model staring into the void. You can actually make them sleep. And there are a lot of free assets at VTube Studio, like little blankets that you can put on your model as well, and they're really cute. I have like a mustache one that's absolutely free and all that stuff that my chat loves to redeem, but I have it off for this stream in particular.
Yep. Which brings us right back to the assets thing. You don't need to spend a lot of money on assets.
Exactly.
VTube Studio already has a bunch of them for free.
I can actually grab a few of them right now. Like, literally, the head pats one, there's a bunch of, like, blankets, glasses, ears, tail, a blob, an egg, a hammer, mustaches, hats, all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah, like that! Also, do me, thank you so much for the follow, sweetheart. There is about an ad break about to start, so this actually gives me a great time. Rian, I need to use the restroom. Do you need to use the restroom as well?
No, but I should take a water break.
Water! Hydrate! Hydrate! Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom really fast while this runs, and then I will be right back. I'll also, you know, leave the cat here and make sure she doesn't cause any mischief. Chat, behave yourselves. Don't do anything silly. Hi, baby. No, little potty. Ugh. No, you cannot eat the bug. returned.
Haha. Welcome back.
Welcome. Thank you. Marcy, what are you doing? Oh, thank you. All right. Now I do have another question for you that I was curious about.
Okay.
So basically, what types of games do you like to stream? Do you have a preference, of games? Was there a game type that you, like, tried to fit in with, like, specifically, like following trends, like, that we were talking about, that you ended up just saying no to afterwards?
Well, I like to play gacha games because I have a horrible gambling addiction.
Oh my god. That's...
So,
Do you play
yeah.
Genshin Impact?
I play Genshin Impact. I play Honkai Star Rail.
Oh my god!
I started playing Rua.
Oh yeah, how's that going? Is it really good? I've seen mixed reviews, but I also don't have
It's
space on my computer.
It's incredibly laggy and buggy, and it's suffering from performance issues. But the dev team is very, very quick on fixing those performance issues, and they've even given out a bunch of rewards.
Well, that's
So-
fair. Yeah, I heard that there was a lot of lag, but also there was a reason why for that. One of their main devs, I think, either quit or was unfortunately let go. Like, who was, like, on the Unreal Engine 5 side of things, so they weren't able to get the... That's why it seems so rushed, like, a few months before launch, because they weren't able to finish those, like, touch-ups, which is understandable.
Yeah.
A game like that is going to have lags. I mean, every game is. It's just how it is. And then eventually, yeah, it'll get better. And I think that, honestly, enjoy what you want to play, you know? Like, vibe. I think it's valid. Like, play Genshin, play Wuwa, whatever you want to play, you know?
As for jumping on trends, I don't really like when Content Warning and Lethal Company first came out. I didn't immediately jump on the bandwagon of playing those games.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't touched them to this day, even though I'm planning to do a Content Warning collab during my collab week next week. So I actually have to pick that game up and play it, so I know what I'm getting into.
Do be careful, however. I believe there is currently an exploit in Content Warning with people able to easily hack into your lobbies and then get all your information from Steam. So I don't know if that's been fixed. Don't quote me on it.
It has been fixed, yes. It has been fixed. Yep.
Okay.
They have fixed it 2
good.
days after it came out.
Well, that's
No,
perfect,
I
I mean.
I knew about that. I got it from a fellow mutual who shared her story with it. So yeah, I knew all about that, and I was debating streaming that, and then I got a post saying, "Oh no, they fixed it. It's all good now." So I'm like, "Cool. I still have to actually play the game though."
Yeah.
I've never played this game before.
I got Content Warning when it was free, and I just was like, I'm gonna grab it because free game that looks fun, and if nobody else likes it, then whatever, you know. And then didn't play Lethal right away, but someone got it for me. My best friend was like, you should play it. I'm like, alright, fine, I'll buy it. So I played it, and it was really fun actually. But I got pretty burnt out on it quite quickly because I was playing it too much. And, but I definitely am gonna come back to it eventually. But I think that when I was playing it, it was before any of the major updates happened. We had some mods, but it was just like the same 4 moons, so I was getting kind of bored with it, you know? I wanted to do something different. I wanted something more unique. And when they added all the new stuff in, I was like, oh, this looks really fun, but I'm still kind of burnt out on it. And I definitely want to do it with crowd control, which is fantastic, but right now I've been focusing on niching my content to one game, to 2 games a week. Where I've been just doing Dead by Daylight, because I love Dead by Daylight. It's so much fun. And, then I've been doing, on Tuesdays when Steam has its maintenance, I'm going to start playing Breath of the Wild Crowd Control. I just started that recently. It's so much fun to play. And I'm really excited, you know, like, and that's what the best thing about it is. You have to be excited, you know?
Yeah.
You need to, if you're not excited and you're not enjoying yourself, your chat isn't gonna enjoy the content either. And that's like the biggest thing and the biggest takeaway that I have gotten from content creation.
Yeah, which is why for games that I do play shooters, I play JRPGs.
Ooh.
I I tend to stay away from horror games because I'm not good when it comes to scary things.
Oh, that's valid. No, I totally get that.
And that was evident during my 13 Nights of Halloween when I debuted my Halloween outfit and I played horror games for 13 nights straight.
Oh god, that sounds
After-
terrifying.
And after that week, I needed intense therapy.
Oh gosh.
Like no joke. I really after that whole thing, I went to my friend's house and I'm like, "Can you talk to me?
Yeah.
Can you just give me some, just help me out here? Because I've been playing scary games for 13 nights, and I did it for content, and I also wanted to, I had my Halloween outfit. I wanted to make it a special occasion, and I realized what I was getting myself into when I did the whole thing. It's like, I know exactly what's gonna happen. She has never seen this side of me before, so it might be, something awesome to do.
Yeah.
And it kind of was and it kind of wasn't. It was definitely way out of my comfort zone. So yeah, that's another thing. If you're starting off as a new VTuber, don't do anything outside your comfort zone.
Right.
Especially if you're only doing it to try to get views, because it'll destroy you mentally in the long run.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. So, as in, people who think Dead by Daylight is a horror game, it's not too bad, actually. I think that it's scary, there's jump scares, but it's not unexpected. Every single match is very much like, once you play the game enough, you get very used to it. The only killers that actually are more scary are, like, Michael Myers and stuff.
Hi, welcome to stream.
Where they basically, don't have a heartbeat, and then they sneak up on you, and then where they just grab you or something. Like, I have many clips of me just going in the background, and it's just like, oh, hi sir, you're here now, and that's it. 90% of it is memes, and then like 5% of it is like some toxicity, but like that's just with any fan game base, and that's just where having friends to play with is fantastic, or just having a roommate where you can just like walk out and go, yo, this idiot, and laugh at them, and it's great, you know?
Yo, this idiot.
Yeah, literally, I will walk out of my room and go to my roommate and go, yo, this idiot did this. And we'll just have a laugh. I'll go to the bathroom. And it's just like, having those vibes is like my favorite thing about being on content.
Someone
Hey,
in your
what's up,
chat mentioned
hi?
Alien Isolation.
Yeah.
That's a game I will never touch,
You
ever.
wanna say hi to Rion?
Hi, Rion.
Huh?
This is my roommate.
Hello! Nice to meet you!
I say nice to meet you. We're talking about how I would walk out randomly and just go, this is my roommate, and be like, this idiot. It's not gonna get picked up. I don't know if the chat heard the cat, but I finished. I waited 2 years before playing Alien Ice. Oh my god, no! That's why I
Yeah, see
refuse to
someone
play
mentioned that. It's
FNAF.
like, I'll never touch that game ever.
I can't. I tried FNAF and shit my pants. I can't. FNAF is scary.
Watching the videos was more than enough content that I needed to say.
Yeah. Markiplier, please. Me and my roommate will watch Mark videos together. I'll be like, can we watch this or whatever? And it's like, I would love to play horror games. Don't get me wrong, but they're too scary. And even if my favorite content creator is playing it, sometimes I will just be like, hey, you're playing a game I don't like, and I am going to lurk. I love you, but I can't take the horror. And most of them totally understand, and they're like, yeah, thank you for the lurks. Oh, sweet, I got paid. Hell yeah, give me that money. My dad texts me like when I get checks in the mail, because I get checks from my older jobs. They take forever to go through. And he'll just be like, yeah, I'm gonna deposit this because you're not home right now. And it's like, yep, thank you, Dad. I did FNAF 1 for a friend's birthday. I had to uninstall, like, yeah, no, I can't do FNAF 1.
No.
And then I played Sister Location before they fixed it, where there's this one scene where it's, like, almost impossible to, like, win without, like, And then I just never came back to it because I couldn't win, and I was just like, okay, I'm done. We're done. We're done.
Okay. Let me tell you a little thing. Since we're getting about horror games and jump scares, my first jump scare experience was from a game that's not even considered a horror game. It was Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Oh.
Okay, are you familiar with the enemy Three Deads?
Oh, VR is much worse. Yeah, absolutely.
Are you familiar with Three Deads in the Legend of Zelda?
The what? Sorry, you cut out there.
They're called Redeads.
No.
They're an enemy in Legend of Zelda. They're like zombies.
Oh, I know what they are. Okay, yeah. No, those are terrifying. They like fall on the floor.
Yeah, so the very first time I experienced those, I was playing Legend of Zelda with my cousin. And we were at the point, I think it was when you're in the graveyard and you're actually at the grave to get the one song. I forgot what it was because I haven't played this game in such a long time. But we see it crouched on the ground because that's like they're like crouching on the ground. When you get close to them, they'll stand up, and then if you get too close, they'll scream at you.
Oh,
And
God.
when that happened to me for the first time, I actually screamed so loud and I threw the controller and I ran out of the bedroom. And my cousin's like, "Wait, what happened? Where are you going?" I'm like,
No, you were just like, I'm done.
I'm like, that's it.
No, that's so valid.
That was my first jump scare experience.
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah, there's some games that like have these hidden jump scares and they're terrifying. And it's like, whoa. That is something else. Damn. So yeah, I definitely understand that. And honestly, you don't have to play horror games to be a successful streamer. You can just vibe and do what you want to do, because honestly, sometimes people will only play like one game and to get super popular off of that, and there's no need to spam play every game that everyone else is playing, because then you're just not going to get as noticed. So, I mean,
Yep.
obviously if you grind enough, yeah, sure, you'll get more traction, but
You'll also suffer from burnout if you grind
yep,
too much.
and also, like, everyone else is going to be like, well, you're just doing the same thing as everyone else, so I don't want to watch you, I'm going to watch bigger, popular creator, and then just leave. You might get that boost for a few days, but you're not going to keep it. So definitely just branch out. Find other games that interest you. And sometimes, even if you're consistent, and yes, you play the same game every day, spicing it up once a week or once every few weeks with another game that you play for a few days in a row is always perfect. It gives a nice change of pace, and sometimes you'll find other viewers from it, and they might like you and will watch anything.
Surprise them with a Yu-Gi-Oh stream.
Oh, wait,
we're
what?
we're playing card games.
Right? No, and like this is something I don't do regularly. I don't do podcasts regularly. I do it maybe once every 2 weeks or whatever. Like, and I was doing it last year consistently for a week, and I got really burnt out. And I was just like, I can't keep doing this. And then I got really sick, so I took a break. And I was like, to the two people who I didn't get to interview, I'm so sorry. And I actually ended up interviewing the first person was the last person I was supposed to interview for the other like talk show, but this one I wanted to be more like where we could just talk about whatever the fuck we want, you know?
Right. And I like it. I like this type of conversation because I'm introvert, so it's very hard for me to hold conversations with people unless we have stuff in common.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I enjoy. And then you will ask me a question once in a while, and then we just go off and do our own little thing again.
Yeah,
So yeah, I like this. I like this very much.
I'm glad. I was really nervous about doing this because I didn't know if people would like it, and I thought it would just be dead. But if you get the right amount of people in the conversation, it's great. And I was gonna be like, yeah, an hour, 2 hours maximum. So we aren't getting up to that time limit. So and that's the only reason why is because, again, social battery does decrease during these talks, and that's not against anyone else. And then later I go live with a different game, but I want also people to be able to advertise themselves. So this is where I'm going to open the floor to the chat to feel free to ask any questions to Rion, please respect Rion, and if they say that they don't want to answer something, then they don't have to answer it. Rion, please let me know if there's any links you want me to throw in the chat. I have your Twitch here. Is there anything else that you want to share? Like you have a Discord or a Twitter or something, YouTube? Let me know and send it to my way in the DMs, and I will throw it into the chat. Go ahead and ask any questions, and then we are going to... unfortunately, I love talking to you, but we are going to slowly wind down, and if there's someone you want to raid, we can go ahead and check them out after the chat finishes asking any questions that they have.
Okay, well, here's my Twitter that I just sent to you. I don't really have anything else I can link. You've already linked my Twitch, so
Yeah.
I do have a YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel, but I haven't really uploaded stuff to it. When I started doing this, YouTube was actually where I was doing all my streams. Then I moved to Twitch because discoverability, big word, on Twitch for me was actually a lot easier than YouTube.
Yeah.
So, but it varies. Like, more people are more likely to get discovered on YouTube. People are more likely to get discovered on Twitch. It all depends on, the type of person you are.
Yeah, no, and that's perfectly valid. So yeah, again, I opened the chat up, I put the floor to chat. Chat, you should ask questions. Adama asks, how about Woodruff and the Schnibble? I don't remember that game. I don't know what that is.
Woodruff
you know what that one is?
No, apparently it's a trip.
I guess Dama likes to tell dad jokes, so I'm gonna assume it's a dad joke and just not, and my autistic brain is not understanding. I'm just like, I'm over here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a game from the mid-90s. Alright, time to look this up now. I'm curious.
Mid-90s?
I'm not that old, Dama.
Why are you thinking that? See, I'm in 2000. I'm not in the mid-90s.
Oh, okay. It's called The Bizarre Adventures of Woodruff and the Schnibble. And it was a game developed... A French adventure game developed by Television. They were the creator of the Goblins series, and they worked on the game, and it was following the near annihilation of Earth during the last atomic war. Oh, okay, so it's like a game where you run around and like survive, I guess. Cool.
Well, I don't know about all that, but the word schnibble is fun to say.
It's really fun. Schnibble.
Schnibble.
Schnibble. I want to schnibble you. That's like I feel like that's like something I would say to someone that I liked. It'd be like, schnibble. I'm gonna schnibble you.
What's on the menu today, schnibble?
Yes. That was more of a response when you were mentioning games to change it up. Oh, it's a point and click game. Okay. That reminds me of the one game I did. It was like Freddy Fish something, and it was like this fish point and click game. It had some really funny moments. So, yeah, it was great. It was a very interesting game I played.
I can't remember the last point and click game I played.
I love the games where you have to like find objects, like hidden objects. Yeah, Freddy Fish was a point-and-click game geared towards kids. It was very much a kid game, but there were some moments where this fat fish lady got stuck in a wall. And it was like, uh-oh, step bro, I'm stuck.
Wait a minute, would RuneScape be considered a point-and-click game?
Oh,
because you are clicking to move.
I'm not sure. I don't play RuneScape, so I could not answer that.
I have played old school RuneScape, and RuneScape you do have to click around the map a lot. That's kind of point and click.
Interesting. Okay.
I think so, I don't know.
I have no clue, man. I don't play RuneScape, so I have no clue. But yeah, if no one has any questions, we are going to end it here. Please go check out Rion. And Rion, thank you so much for being on my talk show. I really, really enjoyed it. It'd be really fun
so
to have
much for having me. I'm super happy to have been here.
Yes.
You're an awesome person. You're an amazing person. You deserve
No,
all the
no,
love and
you, no,
support that you
you.
get. And you can believe, you can best believe that I'm gonna continue to watch you and watch your agency and
Oh, thank
support
you.
you
Yeah.
to my heart's content.
We should definitely collab sometime. I'm not sure when. I am quite busy right now, and I have a lot of things on my plate with my new job. So it's very hard for me to get things scheduled. But definitely, I'll be reaching out via Discord or Twitter to talk to you about a collab sometime. Did you have someone in mind you wanted to raid, or is it up to me to put the cards? Hey, let's go! I love that transition so much.
I'll give chat a little bit of tummy service. Just this once.
I mean, if we're talking about tummy service. I think I forgot which keybind it is for me.
Huh?
I do have this. Fully shirtless. I have that.
Okay. Oh my, yeah. That is too much for me to handle. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, but yeah, do you have someone in mind for a raid, or...
Okay, it looks like my collab partner who I did the Pokemon collabs with every Tuesday, he's streaming right now. His name is 10 Superpower.
Yeah, send me their link so I can type it in.
Oh, yes.
Give them a raid. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by. Make sure to follow Rihanna. If you're not following me, it's absolutely free to do so. I will probably be live later this afternoon with some more games. Please go ahead and check out Rihanna. They're absolutely... no, you gotta send it in Discord. Nightbot bots all links. It's a safety thing for bots, because the amount of... Buy free viewers!
Let's buy some free viewers. Okay, free viewers, here I am buying you. Here's a dime. Here's 10 cents. Please come watch me.
Yeah, we'll definitely go check out this cutie, and I will see you guys later this afternoon. And again, Rihanna, thank you so much. I am going to switch over to my ending screen, and they won't be able to hear you anymore. So, any last words?
Be sure to come and watch me. And also, if I ever share your post and I see you're a small streamer, you're gonna get hit with something called the support beam.
Let's go! Support beam! Alright, switch over to ending. And let me do the raid. There they are. We're gonna start the raid. Of course. And thank you guys for coming, everyone. Make sure to stick around for the raid. I'm super hyped to be raiding someone else. And see you guys.